Going on, everyone? Welcome to Forex Thursdays chapter 3, and thank you if you've watched obviously number 1 and 2 and any of the other stuff as well. Thank you very much for staying active, and I'm hoping these episodes are bringing some sort of value to your trading. So I'm going to go through 5 pairs today that I've listed down, and 4 that were suggested, one of which I wanted to go through from my preference, which is this one. Now you may notice, for those of you that have followed me on Instagram and have done for a while, you would know that I used to do Sunday Instagram lives. These are very similar. Basically, what I'd like most of you to do is just send me currency pairs that you want me to go through in this thing, because therefore it's value going to you, not just to the pairs that I want to do, right? To make sense. So anyway, let's get right into this, right? So Euro AUD, I don't know if you saw on Wick or Treat, I actually posted for the scalpers, I posted a Euro AUD short trade, okay, and I was expecting to go short. As you can see, we're on the 1 minute here, and I had a little description that on the 4-hour Euro AUD, a bearish institutional reference point, and displayed distribution schematic on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, and obviously this was obviously the schematic here all marked out, which I will show you in the chart here, and obviously did go into profit, made about 8% off that, which is quite nice. I had a quick little 1 to 8. I wanted to get a quick scalp in because my school day today has been pretty, it's quite shit hours, so I just wanted to get some good stuff in. So let me show you what I meant, right? So on the weekly, I saw price come into this level here, and it hit there last week, right? And what that allowed me to do is obviously kind of see, okay, right, we're most likely bearish at the minute, and price also hit this candle over there, okay? And these are reference points that we're just going to be using, and ones that follow my rules, my way of trading. And we also came and hit this one here, all right? I'll zoom in a little bit more. We came and hit 50%. We spiked a bit up, but if I highlight this whole candle here, we came in and obviously spiked this as well. Okay, so this was hinting to me there was going to be some sort of short movement, or I could catch a short trade. Okay, so 4-hour saw this reference point be hit, and this is where I actually came in and took the trade. Okay, so I saw price came up, and then I went to the low time frame and I identified the schematic when prices came up and hit that. And I'll display it to you right now. We had, obviously, you might have seen this on charts before, so I'm just going to do it like this. I'm not going to make it too long or too overcomplicated. But see, 1, 2, 3, and I took the trade right on that wick here. Okay, right on that wick, and I managed to actually pull off a I think it's 2.4. It was like 2.4 pip stop, 2.5, and my take profit is about 20 pips. I think, like 20 pips. So I wanted to get like a quick kind of scalping, just because I had school, and I just kind of wanted to catch like a kind of quick move before school kind of started, because I started at 11 o'clock, and it literally hit take profit as I was like walking into school, which is pretty nice, and pulled off a nice 1 to 8, which is quite good. And just based off these few these points. So what I would expect for this pair now, let's get rid of all this stuff, is price could actually end up coming, it could come back into this level again, and it could come into 50% of this candle over here. I'm just going to mark that out with my rate. Could come back into 50% of that one over there and spike these highs. We could easily do that. Or if price doesn't want to do that, and obviously we carry on, it's kind of, we could consolidate a little bit and then end up having a decline, okay? And we'll definitely fall, if we do fall, into 50% of this region here, okay? And we get my array and just mark that out again. So these are some nice points we can look to obviously set and see where price will obviously fall to or rise to and so on, and look to potentially change bias here. Now there are some nice areas of liquidity over here, and I will be waiting for price ultimately in the long term to come down and spike here. Now if I zoom out long term, see we could come in and fill any of these points over here, but for now, if we're looking at intermediate term, on the daily, let's say, we could potentially see some spikes of this, and definitely a hit of this level over here. All right, that's your AD. Okay, so DXY, obviously DXY, and this was pretty interesting as well. Okay, kind of displaying the same kind of schematic on the daily. We got our 3 points, got our 1, 2, 3, and I'm hoping to get a test around that 98.2 level. Sorry, 98.82 level, which I've been waiting for a pretty long time, and I've gone through this in every single breakdown I've done since I started this website, and I've literally said don't short dollar yet, because we are gonna need to come up into this level here, and this is a weekly. This 98.82 is a weekly. Give me a sec. Is a weekly institutional reference point. Okay, and I'll be waiting for that to come up. Now there are some equal highs here that I'll be waiting to get spiked, and people will probably be long in this because they think it's the inverse head and shoulders. No, that's not why it's going to go up, and it won't go up for very long. It will either go up to here, or it will reach 100. I mean, I've gone through this a few times, or it will reach 100.5. Okay, and that's what price will do. If it hit one of these, and it will hopefully kind of start to see some sort of rejection. Okay, but ultimately I'm favouring 98.82 to 99 at a push, before seeing the dollar actually start to melt. That's what I'd like to see. So next is GBPUSD. Oh, one thing as well, really quick. These equal lows over here looking very, very appetizing to spike, if you ask me. So I'd love price to hit there, and once that is broken, I'll happily look to be taking any type of swing sells coming down for the dollar. Okay, and this swing low over here has obviously been violated as well massively by this just surge of bearish price action. Sorry about that. So yeah, anyway, next GBPUSD. This was quite interesting actually. What we're starting to see is some sort of reaccumulation, and I really want price to just before I say anything, I was waiting for a short position here, and I had this placed last night, and I saw the 50% of this candle over here, and oh my god, it missed it literally by a pip, which is really annoying, but hey, it's trading and it happens. Okay, so what we'll be waiting for is for price to do one or two things. Okay, price will come down and will spike these lows, and will also spike this low and this low, forming another lower low. And after that, what we can start to see is some sort of movement to the upside, like a long swing up to the upside. Okay, again, just be careful. Got the elections going on and all that type of stuff. For those fundamental freaks out there, obviously do your research and stuff like that. So obviously look into a bit of that as well. I will as well once if I can get more knowledge on the elections when nearer to the time, then I'll definitely update everyone on the fundamental side. But anyway, what I will be wanting to see is price again, like I said, to come down here before I start seeing any type of buying, major swing buying to the upside. Okay, now on the daily we can see, I think it's the daily, or it might be the 4 hour actually. Give me a sec. There was a formation of equal highs somewhere, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, these highs over here do eventually need to get spiked, and I'm waiting for price to come there before I start seeing buys, and we will start see some sort of consolidation before we can obviously start moving up. So this should be some sort of reaccumulation. Now, if we do violate this low and we just continue to go low, if volume is showing strength to the downside, then we can see price move into this golden box region. It's not really golden, it's yellow, but start moving into this yellow box area over here before we start seeing so many move up. Okay, but you also need to look at the DXY as well. Now the DXY rising has some sort of correlation for GBPUSD falling down to its desired position before rising, and then vice versa for DXY. Like I said, DXY, I'm waiting for it to rise before it falls. Okay, now there is a bit more stuff in correlation, but again, that's for more of like the member side and people in my mentorship. But yes, that's kind of the idea. If this doesn't come down and spike, what we will see is a hit of around maybe this area. The price will come down into here, and then it will start having its move to the upside. Okay, that's if we don't spike here, right? So if we start seeing just some crazy amounts of rejection here, then that's what we can expect. However, I don't think that's very likely. I do think these lows here will get spiked, and so will this low and that low, before we can start seeing that move up. So that'll be pretty good to see for GBPUSD. Okay, next we have USD/JPY. Now, this is my entry. Ignore that. It was just something I was waiting for. So, with with USD/JPY, all my trendline traders out there were probably selling at the break and retest here, break and retest of this counter of this trend line, or whatever you call it, counter trend line. I don't know what these are anymore. Don't get me wrong, I used to trade this wave trading, but not anymore. Okay, and apparently these things are very powerful and stuff according to some people, and I've begun to realize that it does work for some people, right? Some people have mastered the strategy, some people have kind of opened my eyes to it, but this is just a great example of why trend lines never works for me. Okay, the main like kind of retail way I've been taught back in the day, like well back in the day when I first started trading, is you'd sell at this bit, this area here would be the sell side and this here would be the buy side, but generally it's not. Okay, and that's for my style of trading. And my new style of trading has worked very, very well for me. So I'm not giving any hate to people that use trend lines, but I just want to show that how these things are not really accurate, at all. I mean, you can use them with other confluences. I'm saying people have opened my mind to them, but I just want to disclose that these things aren't all that at all. So just putting it out there, guys. But everyone to their own. Anyway, what I will be expecting for price to do is just have some sort of retracement. We may consolidate for a little bit, and I would like this to push up to this psychological area here and fill in this gap over here, right? And now there are numerous reasons why I think price will kind of tend to fall around these this area. One of which, obviously the DXY. This kind of looks the same kind of range-ish before falling for the DXY. If I just quickly show you again, we still need to have that move up to here. Now, that isn't 300 pips. It's just because this type of DXY is a bit odd. I'm not going to show the other DXY chart because that's got my members analysis on it, and I don't really want to show that one too much for the public. However, we're on USD/JPY. It kind of gets that same kind of idea. We need to kind of have that expansion move up into this region before I can look to start selling as well. Okay, that's what I will be waiting for, this kind of region here. There are multiple factors and reasons why, but again, I'm not going to look to disclose all of them. Now, we could actually end up falling at 110.000. Sorry, 110.000 over here. We could fall from that. However, I don't think price will fall directly from there. I reckon we could fall from around this region here. Now, if I attach my fib, we can see price this is 11.0, near enough 7.9, maybe a bit of a push, but we're in this premium market for a sell. Okay, so I will be looking for price to reach up into that, and that's just my opinion. Okay, cool. And then the last one we have is gold. So this one's quite, this one's kind of been a bit hard to trade recently, but it's gold. I mean, like, what do you expect? So I will be expecting for gold to come down into this, into this region over here. Okay, I will be waiting for gold to come into this region. Now, there are a few places maybe where we could take a trade or a short trade into that. Maybe looking around this. I mean, this is a huge region, as you can see. It's a massive amount of pips. So this is 200 pip region. However, if price does come back into that, I will potentially be looking to see some sort of selling opportunities in there. All right. Price also could come back into around this level, or it could come into, say, maybe that level here before obviously taking that sell, and again getting some slight move up. However, what I do think price, sorry for the notifications, let me just quickly close that. What we could see though this price come into maybe this level over here, getting a slight rise up into this kind of area, and then that's when we can maybe look to take that sell into here, right? Just need to be careful with this gold correlation, with this dollar correlation, because dollar is on the right. I will be waiting for this to hopefully have some more move down before getting some sort of move back back up into this region, and we could potentially see some sort of reaccumulation here. We may do, and that's completely fine. But again, just going to see what price does once it reaches these kind of areas over here. Okay. Other than that, guys, that's been it for Forex Thursdays Chapter 3. Hopefully, this does bring some sort of value to your trading. Obviously, the member section's got a bunch more stuff on there as well. Like if you do want to kind of learn some of these concepts and stuff that I'm doing, and obviously I've got the mentorship, which is the biggest version, I'd say, for this as well. But yeah, really quickly, if you haven't noticed, we do have a Black Friday Wick or Treat members discount, and you can, it's 20% off. So it was usually priced at 25, but until Sunday we are priced at £20. But other than that, or I say we, so it's me, but other than that, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully you've all had a great trading week. I do genuinely hope this brings some sort of value to your trading. But other than that, guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.